one day I was trying to come up with some ideas of what I could talk about. And my 6-year-old daughter was helping me. And she was asking me what the podcast was about. And I said, it's about designing places where we work and how to make it so that we do things as best as we can. It gives us comfort. And she says to me, well, do you talk about toys? And I thought about it and I said, no, we haven't talked about toys yet. But, what a wonderful way to kind of think about our workplaces and how people work, what gives people comfort and kind of the little things, or it could be the big things too, lighting, being able to have natural daylight. You've got a personal temperature control, climate control kind of unit, the old Johnson controls. So you could have heat or cooling at your desk to give you physical comfort. There are little things, and I think a lot of people have started to get into little gadgets, little fidget toys, or we'll have like a little what we call a nervous habit. And that is our body staying engaged. And while we're thinking about something and, shaking your leg, doing a little movement, whatever it is, doodling, look at something else rather than look straight ahead, because that helps me to concentrate on what I want to say, or else I'm kind of overwhelmed with what I'm looking at. I can get distracted by that and lose my train of thought. So humans are such interesting beings. We're capable of so much, and we're all so unique, and not everybody works the same or functions the same. And that's what makes it so great, is just looking at all the variation. It's part of what makes the world so rich, isn't it? So getting back on track, I like the question about the toys, because it started to look at kind of, yes, our little kind of things that we do as adults to make us comfortable. Some people, they have their desks and they put their pictures up, and that gives them a sense of comfort. Now, you want to try now in the workspace to capture everybody's comfort zone. I will be interviewing some people coming up about neurodiversity and kind of inclusionary design considerations when putting together a new workplace. And so there's new thought coming through into what should go into a workplace, which is really fascinating. It's really taking us into more consideration as human beings, looking at how we connect, looking at how we work, and taking ergonomics to another level. I will take this moment too then, because, I was talking about toys and kids, to look at school workplaces, because that's where it all begins, isn't it? I guess it truly begins at the home, but kind of going out somewhere to your job, that's school at the beginning. At least, it's how one person had explained it to me, which I thought it was cute. The elementary school and children's ergonomic considerations are probably, I'm going to have to do a deep dive at some point and find somebody to talk to, or find a bunch of people to talk to, because of course there's so many approaches to education. So, there's Montessori, there's classical, there's now traditional schooling, and each kind of has their own take. And then there's probably a lot more different, there's the Waldorf, and probably each school philosophy comes with its own set of ergonomic tools. But generally speaking, in terms of just going back to toys, ergonomic toys would support, I don't know if you can call them toys, but they would support good posture, improve focus, and provide sensory input. So ergonomic chairs would help to provide good posture to children. And then things like lap pads and fidget toys, that's what I was showing here. The movement helps the children to stay engaged, or gives them, I think the lap pads and kind of weighted things gives them a sense of their body. They feel their body more, and that allows them to feel more comfortable and to focus.